EverQuest 2 night. I don't know if you just saw that last part, but it's me, Jadrian, Pug TV. Might have been a little delay. Little pop-up thing said I was recording, but then it popped up after I was talking. So anyway, enough with that. What I'm doing here is I'm just clearing it. Well, let's see what's new. Let's see what's new in the store since we're doing EverQuest. How you doing, Shadow? Let's see, some kind of necklace, tiara. Let's see if it shows up in the preview. Yes, it does show up in the preview, and that's quite the tiara. I think I will pass on the tiara. Yeah, I think we're done with that one. Alright, well, what else do we have? It says I got some skull caps. That's neat. Let's see what we got in skull cap. Shadow says he's doing pretty good. Good to hear. I'm doing pretty good. Doing alright. I've been trying to organize how I'm going to show the different housing requests that I'm getting. I'm also getting some requests from Star Trek Online even to go and run scenarios. So it's just a matter of just time management lately. That's all. Other than that, things are going pretty good. I guess it's a pretty good thing if the worst thing in your life is figuring out what you're going to play. What does that mean? Oh, my wife's holding up Mountain Dew saying, this will help with your time management. It keeps you going. So, I mean, if I start drinking a lot of Mountain Dew, I could probably just keep going a long time. Let's see what skull caps look like. Oh, yeah, that's... Yeah, no. No, more, no. It gives him hair. Not only does it give him a bandana, but then it gives him hair. That's not going to work. Marshall. These are all... Yeah, that's not going to work. Okay, well, I think we're done looking at skull caps. You like the heritage armor. Yeah, this heritage armor... Oops. I didn't want to go naked. I forget what this one was. I don't think this one was heritage armor, though. Now that you mentioned heritage armor. Those are more caps. Go back. Armor sets. Maybe it was. Let me see. I know it's not barbarian. I have a problem with the barbarian heritage armor. I just, for some reason, I don't know, it just doesn't sit with me well. I mean, it's good. It definitely says North person. It's like a Scottish Viking combo. I don't know. It just doesn't go well with me. And then this here would look probably cool on a dark elf, but doesn't look good on me. Erudite heritage armor, again, probably not the best with the clown shoes. Gnome. I still think the gnome armor looks really cool. My wife, she wasn't too impressed by it, but I like the fact that it's broken. And it sparks and everything like that. You got like an engine inside the shoulder. To me, that's pretty cool. And then there's the High Elf Heritage. Ooh. Yeah, my wife says that's pretty sexy on a woman, but that's trying to get rid of this upgrade to gold later. I upgraded to silver. I don't want to upgrade to gold. Yeesh. I can work. No, that's not going to do it. Okay, now the human one was pretty good. I don't like the helmet though, but the armor piece is pretty cool. I like the shoulder because to me that's where I would hold the shield. So that's how I would envision the armor side. Makes sense. The ogre I thought was pretty cool as well. Oops, let me put that on. I like the ogre. This was one of my other options for purchase, was the ogre heritage armor. I thought that one looks pretty cool. I figure, you know, if you're going to be a tank where big thick armor, you know, you want the big stuff. And the Shadow said, yeah, it's really cool. Because I probably missed when you popped that up. Are you talking about the human or are you talking about the ogre? Which armor set did you thought was really cool? The gnome. Yeah, I thought the gnome was cool. And then this is the other one. I would probably just take the hat. Yeah, I'll have to look the market. If they just sell a hat that looks like this, I would take the hat. The rest of it probably doesn't really go with my barbarian. but I'll take the hat. That'll be good. The gnome, yeah, I like the gnome too. Oops, I I just think it's cool. I like it. To me, yeah, look at there. See, you got that big old the smokestack coming out because it's power armor, gnomish power armor. Nothing wrong with that. See, that's how I envision the armor. I guess I'm kind of old-fashioned that way. I know, like, there's really a fashion to it, but like when I think of armor, I think of Space Knights, Space Marines, and they wear, you know, huge, massive armor. So I've always just been a fan of just unnecessarily oversized armor. So that's why I kind of like that one. Well, anyway, so yeah, I'm not going to get the tiara. Oh, wait, hold on. Possibly this might be a good combo right there. Gnomish armor with a tiara. That might be smoking hot right there. Or no, I don't. It's hard to say. That might just be a little bit out of my station cash wallet. Which, bit of news, since I'm looking at the market, good thing is there's email that came out to me, and I guess it went out to my wife, got it, maybe. But it's saying if you buy a Sony station card from GameStop, it'll be, apparently it has to be from GameStop. How they know it's from GameStop, I don't quite know. But if you buy it from GameStop, you're going to get double station cash with it this weekend. From the 24th to 26th, so it should be like from Friday till the end of Sunday. She's going to double to check the date. So if you just happen to go by GameStop, you shell out $15 for a game card. 24th through the 26th, you're going to get some station cash, and it has to be from GameStop. Has to be from GameStop. So. Okay. So the way my wife's saying it works, and could be, so when you like buy the card and they scan the card, companies get sent certain codes, and so when you activate that code at that store, they know that it came from that store. So when you do the scratch off, type it in and whatnot, they know that that batch of codes went to, or maybe not you scan it, but at least when you scratch off and type the code in, possibly within that code it'll know what store that came from. So that's why they know if it, so if you buy one from Walmart, yeah, so for example, because she's showing it off here. For example, like when we do the scratch off gently, they even have different designs on the back too. So like this one is from Walmart, and it has a reader because they swipe it, and it also has, then it has the scratch off. And then on the front, it has a Walmart specific logo. So like this will not work for the double station cash. The only reason why I'm moving it like this is how my son expects people to read. He says, "Look, Dad, read this." And then he can't hold still. Alright. Then, here's an example of a, this is one is actually did buy this from GameStop. And she says, "You're still moving it." So the one from GameStop actually, as you can see, has no logo. But on the back, it actually, instead of having the magnetic strip, it actually has its own printed barcode. So don't try to read my barcode, because I see you probably were already holding up your little capture read a barcode scanner. But anywho, so there are differences in the cards, physical differences on the card. So they will know that you got it from GameStop. So be mindful of that. But anyway, double point weekend for GameStop cards. So let's just close up. Alright, so Thursday night, that means we've got a couple things going on. A dungeon run, and then we're going to go through somebody's home. What we're going to do tonight is the dungeon run, of course. Then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the cast for like enough to turn it off and then turn it back on. Because what I want to do is separate out the video. So if you're watching the beginning of this and you're getting bored just watching me talk and not actually play, that's too tough. When you get your own video cast, then you can kind of run it the way you want. But this is how I run this one. So you can just fast forward if you're watching the recording. If you're watching it live, just enjoy it. Oh, my wife put in there, she says, "I save my cards for double cash weekends." And then Shadow says, "That's nice. That's actually a good idea." In fact, the card I showed you, the one from GameStop, I got her on Valentine's Day. But she just set it aside because we know at some point they're going to do a double points. So we're gonna pick a dungeon. Let's see. Are you ready to go? Or are you right in the middle of a? My wife's in the middle of trying to hang a potted plant, and then she'll be ready to come and we'll find a dungeon and run it. So the reason why I'm going to split the cast is that way when I post the videos, it'll be easier for people to find what they're looking for. Because I have found that when I mash together a dungeon run, a couple houses, and like a whatever, then folks, when they're trying to find just the housing tour, they don't want to have to watch 2 hours of a dungeon run. They just want to see the house. So by stopping my video cast, I'll be able to show the dungeon run for those who are curious, and then have a separate entry for just a home. And tonight I've actually got a home that we're going to go to. So I'm actually receiving private messages from folks, and I'm trying to line up when I can meet with you, either to do the tour with you, and then for folks that are not available for the tour, I can do those casts on like an evening when they're not available. So I'm just trying to organize the folks who are putting in requests. So I'll go ahead and plug that real quick, and I'll plug it again later. But if you want me to come tour your home, just send me a private message. Come to my website, jadrian.engine.com, and send me a shout. Post on the forum. We'll try and find you. If you post in a forum message, I will probably miss it. Private message is probably the best, or a shout, or visit me somehow, a forum on my website. But we will try and find you. So if I miss you and you don't see your show or your home get on the show, it's not because I was ignoring you on purpose. It's because I'm really not that savvy at navigating forums. So private message is probably going to be the best. So go to the EverQuest 2 forum, private message me. I'm in there as Jadrian, so you'll be able to send me a private message and we'll get you in the show. So with that being said, let's pull up the dungeons. Let's go ahead and get in there. So I'm going to pull up Dungeon Maker. Now we've got the Hall of Fame dungeons. Now we've run the 200 token. Now what I haven't done before, and I've recently started doing, is I'm writing down the names of the dungeons I run, because I want to make sure I hit different dungeons. So I'm going to say this one does look new though. This one says, I believe this 200 token, this one we've done, because that's been like #1 for a while. This one says 15 boss, 100 token quick. I don't think I've done that one. Then right below it, it says 240 an hour token run, soloable. This one I don't think we've run. I think we've done the fast solo. So we have a choice here. I'm going to just take a vote. Well, let's see here. So far, Shadow, it's your show, buddy. What do you think? 15 boss? Let's see, Shadow. I forgot. What was the level you have to be to run the dungeons for the marks? 20? Level 20 to be able to run the dungeons for marks. Yes, you do. In fact, I remember that because I had a lower level character. I wanted to do the dungeon. I thought I could just hop on, and it said you had to be level 20. So get to level 20 and you can start running dungeons. So with that, because we got a character who is high enough, which dungeon would you like us to run? We've got a couple choices here. If they're quick, we can probably do 2. But right here, there's the 15 boss, 100 token. It says quick. This one here, 240 tokens an hour. That's soloable. Hey, Six Moon. Since you're here now, you and Shadow can work out which, in fact, just kind of peruse the list here, and the two of you, if you don't mind, go ahead and pick a dungeon for us to run. So here's your options. The 15 boss, 100 token, 240 tokens an hour token run one. There's the Broken Tusk, which is a 120 mark farm. There's a fast XP run, speed run of 20 tokens. I probably wouldn't do a speed run. That's pretty. I think we've done that one. Temple Na Evrah. Ooh, here's why I'm actually interested in this one. It has a name. Temple Na Evrah. See, I'm looking at the rest of these. Like, Broken Tusk might be okay, but when they add words like farm, To me, I get the impression that someone just stuck these together because they want to run them to farm these marks. Is that taking advantage of a system? No, because that's what it's designed to do. But in ever of looking for something that's been maybe a little more handcrafted, this sounds pretty good. Someone actually took the time to give it a name, and there might be a theme and a purpose to it. So I have a vote for that one. But you know, what do you think? Since you guys are out there, there's also a fast solo, Orc Basel, and then one with 6 bosses, 75 token quick. Any opinion on it? Go for it. Go for the Temple Na Evrah. Alright. You can do both. We're going to do 2 dungeons. Alright, so we're going to do this one. Okay, so you going to join me? Alright. Something different. Okay, so we're getting ready to fire this one up. My wife's bringing her character on. She's bringing on her character that has different activators, the different creatures that she can be in the dungeon. So she's just making sure she's ready to go. So we are going to be hopping in. Oh. I got to group her first. Why don't you group me? Okay. Once she groups me, we'll enter the dungeon, and then we will run it. Then we're going to do another dungeon that her friend made. Her friend was like, you know, well, I guess it made a Hall... What it make Hall of Fame or just top in her... Which one was it? Oh, okay. So her friend made a dungeon. This one here, my token farm. So we're going to run that. And her friend, look at that. Her friend got onto the Hall of Fame listing at number 16. And her friend was like, I don't know why anybody would like that enough to put it on the Hall of Fame, because she made it for the sole purpose of farming tokens. So to me, yeah, for herself, she didn't really mean for other folks to really come in and use it. So my thought is, we'll run it. In fact, that's her friend with the vampire armor on. So we'll run that one too. But I want to make sure that we hit some of the... once I get my invite, here we go. Temple of Na Evrah. What kind of... Let's see. What kind of... Six Moon asks, what kind of time you figure goes into a decent dungeon? It takes a lot of time. Actually, my wife is building her own dungeon. It takes quite a bit of time. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to tell you, from watching what she's doing and from some things that I've seen, I'll tell you, it depends on what you want to do with your dungeon. For example, some of these that say quick dungeon run and you get a whole bunch of points, I don't know, I didn't watch them make it, but you could maybe in a few hours put together a dungeon that's just full of creatures, and you just run through it and kill everything. So maybe a couple hours, hour, 2 hours, you can have a dungeon. It's just going to be a run through and you kill stuff. Now, my wife, on the other hand, she's actually putting in it specific dialogue for different creatures that you fight. So she is handcrafting her dungeon. She's doing, you know how I always say when you watch this, like, is there some kind of story behind this? She's putting a story in her dungeon, and it's going to be told through a lot of the characters and NPCs that you fight. So it's taking her quite a bit of time. So it really all depends on what you're trying to accomplish with your dungeon. So I would say maybe an hour to 2 hours you could have a dungeon ready to run, or you could take several days to put together something with a story. Like, for instance, let's see here. Oh, I got to pick a creature. I got to zoom back a little bit. Alright, so let's take a look here. I got some options. First, there's my wolf that I always take. I've got my Widow Mage, some kind of Defouler. Oh, hello. And the Assassin, which is for some. Oh, there we go. I was like, how come I can't zoom out? A Bugbear. I'm not too. I mean, he's kind of cool, but I love my Knight, so I'm going to go with him. Now, let me move off. Okay, there she is. Is that what you're going with? Okay, so this is what my wife picked. I was going to have you cycle through to look. This is what she chose. She's got, what is that exactly? Oh, she found a Priestess of Arolisi, and it's a healer for us. So that's very cool. They do have then healing classes and different things that you can pick up. And this was a drop, wasn't it? Oh, she purchased this one. She purchased it from the Arolisi merchant on Arolisi Day. So that's neat. Oh, so it's over. She said she can't get it. Alright, now see, look. This is what I'm talking about. Somebody put a sign. It says, please read... Uh-oh, we're under attack. I'll have to read this as soon as I'm done fighting. And I gotta rearrange. Here it is. Oh, I can zoom out. I like to zoom in on the tours. I don't like to zoom in when I'm fighting. So it'll be nice to have a healer. Actually, my wife's a really good healer, so we might be able to burn through this one pretty good. This says, welcome. Please read the book on the landing just as you exit the water for the story, lore, and notes on the dungeon. Thank you. I'm definitely going to make note of this dungeon. I've said I've wanted that. Here's a dungeon with story and lore. That's actually kind of bringing a little tear to my eye. Let's see here. Six Moon says, different from the long-range archer and swordmaster you two used last week. Yes, very different. So I'm hoping that with this combination, now that we actually can get a healer. Yeah, like are you referring to when we did Warhammer? Yeah, this will definitely be a different combo. Ooh, look, a spirit man. Oh, the mage. Well, he said long-range archer and sword. Oh. Oh, you were shooting? Okay, she says that was actually a mage. Even though it looked like she was shooting stuff, it was actually a mage. The big fat spider that she was, that was a mage apparently, but it looked like you were shooting a bow. Just shot fire. Well, Warhammer, we had a mage, or an archer and swordmaster combo, which actually fought pretty good, actually. But yeah, her spider combo, we did pretty good with that too. Let's see. Yeah, when Raz was killing with arrows and you took care of in close. Yep. That actually worked out to be a pretty good combo. In fact, I believe yesterday... Yeah, Shadow says, yeah, that was our Warhammer night. In fact, I think yesterday when I played Warhammer, there was some lady that was out walking about, and I actually just kind of went to help her out a couple times, and she was the same class, that archer class, and I did the same thing. Once she had tagged a creature, it was coming in. As it got close to her, I just attacked and pulled aggro with my pet. So actually, it is a very good combo. That's the exit. We don't want to leave. But here I'm leaving the water. She says there's a book up here. There's probably the book. Hello. We gotta kill some spiders. Let me know if I need to pull, because I've got an AoE. Nice. Well, we'll see how this goes. Come on. Oh. I was fighting a different spider than the one I thought I was. Hello, little spider. Let's get this one. I was going to say it looked like he healed it. There it is. And we are near full health, and we took on a big group. Alright, let's hear the story. By, oh, did that say by Blazewolf? Blazewolf, thank you. Let's read the Temple of Na... Oh, hold on. Oh, okay. Word of advice, Blaze. I don't need so much story. I don't I don't do good with lots of words. Maybe if you threw a picture in here, that might help break it up for me. Maybe in the form of like a comic, then we'd be set. I'd have a story and some pictures. So those who worship in the Temple of Na Evrah are, or were, vampires who follow an entity of which they claim is a god that had previously ignored the existence of Norath. God or not, there seems to be at least some great power at work, a power capable of restoring life to the undead. This god has given his most devout followers the ability to breathe air, to bleed their own blood, and restored a warmth that comes only from living. These rewards come in time and are not an instant gratification, but earned through worship. High Lord Na Evrah represents the full spectrum of emotion and is thus considered a neutral power. All of his followers are expected to respect the entire spectrum, though there are sects in the order. The white rose represents the positive emotions such as courage, happiness, hope, and trust. This does not mean they are not capable of other emotions or that they will not fight. Fighting, especially for a cause, the white rose can be incredibly deadly. The black rose represents the negative emotions such as hatred, fear, rage, and grief. The Black Rose Arcanists use the magic of their god in battle to destroy morale and give a quick upper hand. Then we have the Red Rose, which represents what is said to be the High Lord's favorite emotion, love. Lust, pleasure, elation, serenity, and similar emotions are the primaries here, though the Red Rose also overlaps the White and Black Roses in many aspects. Emotions that would be considered the strongest and potentially overwhelming are within this influence. As High Lord Na Evrah is not yet recognized by any other church in Norath, his followers are often shunned, or worse, and in this case they are vampires, making them automatically hated by most races. Enemies coming in do not generally notice a lack of coffins, victims, or other signals that they are not fighting what they think they are. Notes to the player. Important stuff. If you can't see what's in a room, it isn't wise to use AoE abilities. Trust me, I'm an expert at doing that. Triggering with my AoEs. As of this writing, mobs do not respect barriers. Yeah, I've learned that the hard way. They will come running through a room. They'll come around. If I AoE, it doesn't get stopped by any walls. Like, I can't run through the wall, but my attacks will trigger stuff on the other side of a wall. If you don't wait for a room to load, you may get stuck. To get out of this, you will need to type house and start over. Ooh. You may need to body pull in some areas. In a large circular room, you may find it easiest to clear both sides before taking on the named. Trying to go past the names to clear behind them will garner you a lot of unnecessary aggro. It is critical that you body pull in the last room unless you are particularly confident in your abilities. And generally, those are tips that we do in just about all our dungeons, is we try to body pull. Go and trigger, like here. This is body pull. I'm going to trigger it, come down here, and then hopefully, here it is, and we can start fighting now. Let's see. There we go. Multi-attack. Hey, Insta, I just noticed Insta has joined us. We are doing a dungeon run, as a matter of fact. This is the Temple of Na Evrah. If you're just coming in. Oh, there's a body pull. We just got done reading the backstory to the temple, in case you missed it. This is the Black Rose. Thanks for dropping by. Hopefully you were looking for some EverQuest 2 dungeon running kind of stuff. That's what we're doing here. We're doing a dungeon run. So the story said they got the Black Rose, White Rose, and Red Rose. And the Black Rose is all the negative emotions. So these are probably bad guys. Actually, they're pretty much probably all bad guys, but these are supposed to be the negative feelings. Oh, I envision these are the goths. I suppose if they don't kill me, they'll go cut themselves. Look, I triggered my AoE. You know, and we just got done reading that guy's post that the AoEs trigger through walls, and I decided to do it anyway. So, dungeon developers, if you're watching this and you don't know that AoEs trigger through walls, but I'm pretty sure you probably do, but at least now you know, AoEs trigger through walls. Look, he turned to dust. And now we're going to body pull the next batch. I don't think I've ever heard it by that term before. That's kind of cool. Only one came. That's easy. So we are running the wolf. I don't even know what that is. Some kind of wolf, and she's running a Jovarg, Drollvarg. I'm not good with names. Drollvarg. My wife here is doing a sister. It's a healer of Aerolisi. So she's got our healing. Now her class, what she's playing right here, is not one of the classes that you get from the base. She actually had to buy that from a merchant on Aerolisi Day, which is no longer available because Aerolisi Day is over. So always be looking for special merchants. You can also find different, they call activators, but you can find different activators in drops. Just look for them. That way you're not stuck with the base 4. Let's get this group. Hello. Come on. Let's see. There we go. That worked out good. Black Rose Acolyte. Trying to think. Where have I heard Black Roses? Makes me think, and it's dangerous when I do that, but reminds me of Dragonlance. They had the Knights of the Rose. I think the hierarchy was Knights of the Crown, and then Knights of the Sword, and then Knights of the Rose. And then the real famous Death Knight was Lord Soth, who was like a twisted Knight of the Rose. And seeing these Knights of the Rose here just really kind of made me think of that. Warrior of the Black Rose. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's just how my mind connected it to a relationship to something that's familiar to me. Crazy. My wife says, yes, you are crazy. That's just mean. She said that's okay, she's crazy too because she married me. Thank you. Just for that, I will pull a whole bunch. Yeah, we've actually been doing really good with you on the healing. Well, once we get past the story, this is definitely going pretty quick. I mean, the longest part of this so far has been taking the time to read the backstory. Not in a negative way, it's just matter-of-factly, the longest part has been reading the backstory. Now that we're actually kind of running through, we're just kind of mowing them down. Maybe just and our mana comes back right away, and she's got the healing going on, which makes for a really, really good pace. We have a very low downtime. I'm just peeking around the corner here. Body pull. Next. Oh, do I need to get closer? There we go. I like that. 6 Months says, hi Insta. Welcome to the journey. Yes. Every time you watch us, it is a journey. Whether it's a pleasant journey, that's always up for debate, but it is a journey. And the other strategy that we're doing, now luckily this room doesn't have anything in the center, but we have learned on these dungeon runs, pull your center creatures first. You seem to draw less aggro and group hate. Yeah, if you really want to clear a room fast, then definitely just run down the middle of it and trigger everything in the room, which I have learned the hard way a couple of times. Now my other crazy thought that I was thinking, if a person took the time to put in the stories, this would be an awesome way to LARP out a D&D game. You know, you could put the descriptions in the rooms, you could put like, you know, you feel the cold air. Oh, they have a magic mouse, like when you walk into a room and hit a trigger point, boom. there's some text of stuff happening in the room that you need to know. And then the fights that you see, that's the encounter right there. So all the dice rolling and everything is handled by the game engine. You know, you could put a magic mouth on this thing and make some kind of story. Go forth into the next room and you will find the magic key. But first you must defeat the warriors which guard it from thee. See, I just made that up on the spot. It's like a medieval rapper. Taking you out with my lyrical sabers. No eligible target, huh? And look, we're all full up. Next. What's a tristing? Oh. My wife says tristing means that they're meeting for some kind of romantical, so we interrupted their romantical engagement. Whoops. And now we'll just interrupt these folk. I'm going to interrupt their mischief making with swordplay and death. And Darthgoon, I'm sorry I didn't see you pop in. Welcome. If you're wondering what we're up to, we're running a dungeon. We're running this one. It's the Temple of Na Evrah. This one seems new to me. I hadn't seen this before in the dungeon listing. So I was excited to come through here because they actually put in some story lore. So right now we are going in through the temple of an unknown lost god who's worshipped by vampires. That's very cool. And we're going to clear... Oh, let me look at the mini-map. That's one thing I like to do. Let's take a look at the map and the layout. So this is where we came in. And it's just a very nice, straight, clean... There you go. That's it. Kind of big, medium-sized. Not too bad. Alright, AoE. But I feel good. I usually try to reserve the AoE attack. I try to reserve that AoE, but because we've got my wife healing, we're actually tearing through them pretty good. And she said they had some flavor text, and I totally missed the flavor text. Did you? One of them said, "For High Lord Na Evrah." So that's what I was talking about. How earlier? Who asked that earlier? How long does it take? Where was it? Six Moon? Was it Six Moon? I think who asked? Yeah, how much time does it take to go into a decent dungeon? It could take. It was 6. Yeah, it could take. It could take a while. So, like, if this person, see, there's flavor. You don't have any idea what you're doing. That's the stuff that takes time when you do a custom dungeon. It's first of all, these creatures, you have to name them. So you got to take time to come up with the name, come up with a backstory if there's a backstory. You have to type in the name of all the creatures if you want. But there are default names. But so this guy, though, to fit his story, he had to name them. Then he has to put the flavor text in. So it can take some time. Just all depends on how in-depth you want it to be. And what's cool is I'm going to post this on the forum, so I'm hoping that the dungeon author will read that we ran through their dungeon, and maybe they will give us some pointers and tips. What I'm going to try to do, I just haven't really done it with the dungeons, but I'm thinking I'm going to go to this as well. Just like when I do a tour of a house, I'm going to see if I can get a hold of the dungeon author, and maybe they can play the dungeon with us so they can explain their different thoughts and ideas behind their design. So if you know someone who's made a dungeon and they want to do the dungeon run with me, then let me know. I think that would be very, very cool. That way we can, you know, get the information straight from them. Let's get a, here we go. Red Rose. So here we got a combination. The storyline. Oops. Why am I not targeting the one right in front of me? The storyline is the black rows are the evil emotions. The red rows were the lustful type emotions. And what was white? Was kind of the... White was the good one. So I don't think I have seen any white rose yet. I guess I'd feel bad to go killing the white rose one. This one seems tough, that priest. There we go. Yeah, this fight's taking a little more. Not everything in the room. My wife says it's tough because we're pulling everything in the room. No. Only some of the things. I still don't like the tab targeting in the dungeon. It doesn't seem to be quite as friendly or intuitive when you're doing your overland runs. And someone, I remember on one of the casts, had pointed that out. Oh, here we go, white rose. And they're dead. They had pointed out that tab targeting in a dungeon was a little more finicky. But we make it work. And at the very least, if I get real frustrated, I just will double click on someone to turn on my auto attack. I don't feel like reaching my finger all the way over to the number 5 key to do an attack. Yep. Body pull. Now, why am I body pulling if you're just going to run forward anyway? Trying to make sure that when I use my AoE I'm not pulling stuff, but she's gonna go run. So yeah, this actually I'm not worried about the battling. I'll just go with it because luckily having a healer with us, it's been just fine. Easy peasy. Alright, that room's done. And I haven't stopped to really take a look at the architecture, but you know, looks like marble, nice rooms. This, I think maybe why I haven't like stopped to look at stuff is, to me, this definitely feels like a vampire, like what I would imagine a vampire, kind of this Baroque type furniture, books and stuff. Definitely kind of the vampires I'm used to thinking about, the very sophisticated type. I think maybe I would have felt out of place if they had done a dungeon temple and it was filled with like purple mushrooms and stuff. Then I might have thought, yeah, that's just not making me feel very vampire-ishy, but this has actually turned out to invoke this setting very well. Not quite near the end, but we're slowly getting there. We've got... Here comes some folks. There we go. I went ahead and pulled another group. Group attack. And group attack. My mana's holding up really, really well too. I'm very happy about that. And look, all the way healed up, ready for the next fight. So we'll just run around. Ooh, she increased my maximum health by over 2,000, so I'm feeling really strong now. Yeah. Oh. So the other problem with my tab targeting is because she's focused on me and she's targeting through me, when I attack something, she automatically casts onto that target. So that last group came only because I had hit the tab targeting when I'm probably just going to stop doing that, because these things are doing a pretty good job of hitting me, causing me to lock onto them. But yeah, I tab targeted, and she got the last group when I still had a couple people here. Oops, just be careful of that. We still got some folks on the outside. Let's come back around here. And remember, it is okay to kill everything in the dungeon, because the more stuff you kill, the more experience and tokens you pick up for the character that you brought in here for the dungeon run. And so far, if you've watched any of our dungeon runs, we've pretty much have leveled up each time we've run a dungeon. So they actually do give real good experience if you can come in and kill everything. Oh, she says, my wife says that she probably won't, probably because you're what level? She's 84, so probably the experience point ratio to her level is a lot different than mine. I'm still 53. So for me at least, I anticipate to get a pretty good chunk of experience out of this. She's getting 95 per kill, and I'm getting 195 per kill. Now that's not experience for this. If you're not familiar with dungeons, that's not experience that this wolf gets. They don't level up. This is all information that transfers through to your out-of-dungeon character. Yep, your stuff stays level 50 forever. Almost done. Let's see. This batch is almost dispatched. Hi. There you go. Let me get up a little closer. And we're good. Oh, I thought the room was done. But, check this out. If I attack them... Oh, that group comes too. Oh, here we go. Let me do my pull. Hopefully that aggroes a few of them, just to keep them off my healer. She fights pretty well too, so we're not too terribly concerned. Come on, get him quick. Oh, there was my 2,000 hit point buff. Oh, that was just a heal for 2,000. Nice. Very good. And we're good to go. So this is actually a very, very good combo. I'm going to make sure she brings her healer often. The only problem I have with waiting for the creatures to attack me is if she's got the aggro, they obviously aren't going to attack me. And then two, I could have been hitting on it during the time that it was deciding to attack. So, okay, she says she's got a buff on me. I guess she put an aggro buff on me. She says they're going to come to me anyway. So, oh, come to you. Oh, I'm sorry. So they go to her. So I've been pretty lucky with them kind of targeting on me. It's just for some reason I just don't like the tab targeting down here. It's not friendly. Now we've got the long... Ooh! Look at there. Ooh, hold on. Oh, I'm being attacked. Dang it. I was looking to see if they put some more books that we could read. That's cool. What's that? Oh, one of her guildmates just took possession of a mythical, so all of Norwrath came to a still for a moment. I'm just going to run in here real quick and just see if there was anything that's glowing. No. Alright, because when you first came in, they had a book. Well, when you first came in, there's a signpost which had some dialogue. And then once you got out of the water portion, not trying to spoil it too much, but they also then had a book that you could read. So I just saw this and I was like, oh, maybe they put another book that we could read, like explaining the purpose of the sword, Dungeon Designer. Why is that there? Make a story. Because it's pretty. Oh, that's so cute. There's the bench. Oh, they rooted me. I couldn't run back, so I guess I'll just fight them here. See, that's what I was trying to avoid, was pulling all of them, but I think we'll be okay. Ooh. And circle attack. Maybe. There we go. Oh. See, I went ahead and hit tab, and so she funneled through me and got them. Oh, silly tab. See, the problem is, if they attack me right away, and automatically have me trigger them because they attack, and out of habit I just hit tab, it automatically moves on. It's not really a game problem, it's more of a player problem. Ooh, I got ones up there to pull down. These are white rows, so they're the good ones. Good at what? I'm not sure, but come on, you two, don't be shy. Changed up my chat, so now I can't tell if it's working out or not. Let me hit refresh. Make sure I'm not missing anything. My X chat ran out, so I'm trying alternatives to keep chat up and running well, and this one seems to have locked up on me. So if you've said something, alright, just checking. Let me do this here. Come on, body pull. They're there, coming around the bend to the last part of the dungeon. So far the impressions of this dungeon are I would say really good. We've done a couple now that, I mean, we're obviously long, but that doesn't mean that would make them great. I wish they had a better rating scale than just kind of a like it or dislike. It would be nice if I could, maybe do different categories, But this one has by far been a really good one. And mostly because as I'm coming through, I feel a sense of purpose. We're defeating the minions of this lost god to make Norath a little bit safer. Whereas the other runs is a token run. Granted, I'm going to get tokens and experience, but there's a reason why, and that to me has always been a big deal. So we're not quite the last room, but this is definitely the last corner. I don't know if they're going to count this little square up here as the last room or the big chamber, but I believe this chamber is the one. It even said in the book, do the outside minions first, because if you try and charge up the middle, you're going to pull a majority of the side ones as well. Like, let's try that out. If I come up here and drop a AoE, we're going to pull a couple. Oh, she says, I've only got 2 heals. It was for experimentation. It was demonstration purposes. This is why you don't charge right up the middle. See, they got me rooted, so I can't even charge up there and use my taunt, and I was not able to taunt them off. Here we go. Did another taunt. Hey, eligible targets. There we go. Oh! She died. I'm not quite sure why she's upset, because it was demonstration purposes. But check it out. Check it out. I'm gonna live! No. So that is why you don't run up the middle. Stick to the edges. So here's the entrance. There's the sign that starts the story. Now luckily, if you're new to the dungeon runs, the really cool thing about this, no respawns. When you kill stuff, they're gone. So it's safe to run back to where you were if you can remember where the... Oh, it's a door. But, yeah. My wife wants to take the doors home. Yeah, you could probably take the doors home. Oh, you know, I'm seeing a bunch of stuff draw in, so I'm guessing you can redecorate. I don't think I had really seen anybody redecorate. So this is the first time I've decided to run off the laptop. So my laptop's been charging all day. All day, literally. All day. And now it's telling me I have 7 minutes of battery power remaining. So much for using that as a chat. Yeah, look at that. So, wow, that's amazing. This person really decorated up their dungeon. See, that is something that will also add to your time. See how everything's drawing in? He actually said in his little book, the author said, wait till elements draw in because you can become stuck. And I understand what he means now by letting stuff draw in, because as we're going, floor elements, ceiling elements, wall elements are drawing in. That's actually very, very cool. So I respect that. This person really, really spent time in their dungeon. Wow. Yeah, you let it draw in, but that's just amazing. Very, very cool. But at least, well, most of it's dead, so I can no, most of it's not dead. All right, so she said, don't do that again. I won't do that again. Come on. And oh shoot, I forgot. When you die, your skill bars reset, so I have to reset that real quick. Hi. Don't mind. Ooh, yep, no, that's where I gotta go. So we're gonna kill all this stuff in the outer, and then we gotta go into that last room and kill all the stuff around the edges. And what I'm gonna do as a tactic for the next room, since this one's almost done, is I'm gonna limit the AoE. Probably what I'll do so I don't trigger a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, see, I'm getting warnings. Plug in, find another power supply. So, laptop, probably. Yeah, that means the battery is probably going out because we've had this about a year or two. So probably what I'll do next time I use the laptop is I gotta make sure I just bring the power. I was not expecting the battery to go out after an hour. That's not cool. So here I will group. Go, go, go. Get him, get him, get him. Attack, attack, attack. Oh, let's see here. That's his hint. He likes conversation. My wife said that. It's a hint that I like conversation. Oh, I do like conversation. And then Shadow says he keeps his plugged in all day too. Yeah, I keep mine plugged in, and I guess I know why I keep it plugged in all day is because it won't even go an hour. That's irritating. And then the Buddha, hello, better late than never. Oh hey, yeah, how's it going? See, I gotta move my battery warning so I can see who's coming in the room. Nabuda, welcome back. Yes, you are late. You've missed the cool introduction. You've missed all the neat stuff about this dungeon. So your homework tonight is you'll have to watch this from the beginning. I know. It's difficult, but you're gonna have to. Alright, so this is the room that they recommend do the outside first. So that's what we're gonna do. Body pull a couple at a time. Wasn't it a round room? Well, if it's a round room, we already passed that. But this looks like it's got some stuff around the edges. Oh, she says the one I got us killed running through the middle was the one that I wasn't supposed to run the middle through to demonstrate that if you run through the middle of a room, you'll pull a bunch of stuff. So actually, then I would say successful. Ooh, okay. My thought is, what do you think? Did they add that second floor? Huh. Very cool. They even put in a second floor. So let's come down here. Here, let's get just this group. There we go. We can do 5 at a time. We're good. We're that good. I want to go up the stairs. So if you were keeping track, I'm going to ask my wife. So honey, based on what you're seeing with the walls, the second floor, the stairs, the spiral staircase you got put in, if you were going to take a guess, how long do you think that this would have taken maybe to do? She's saying that's a good point. Okay, so her initial guess is a couple weeks to a month. Now, she says some factors to consider why it's such a gap and why maybe so long is, first of all, the fact that if you use a layout editor, and I can guarantee with stair placement like that, they probably used a layout editor, that takes time. That layout editor is a great tool, but it is not like a very easy and to use tool, not user-friendly. So then, Nabuda got hung up at work. So, man, I got hung up at work. Yep, I do all the time. But she said the other reason why it might take 2 weeks to a month, we don't know this person's work schedule. If they only have an hour or so to devote a day, that's going to stretch the time out. But they had to put in a lot of these elements, so it very well could have taken this person a long time. And frankly, I'm going to be shocked if this doesn't jump to the top of the leaderboards. But you have to look at what it is people are trying to accomplish with their dungeon. Such as the one that we're going to check out a little bit later, Our Friends, was built for the sole purpose of harvesting these dungeon run tokens. This one was built for somebody to tell a story. Like they designed this with a purpose in mind. Oh look, even got like a back floor and stuff. And I was just looking to see if any of these. Oh look, and then more downstairs. Let's hit the downstairs. Red. Oh, looks like a barracks. Oh, since I triggered all of them, let's just take them out. Oh, I'm very impressed with this. The fact that they added in their own floors and subfloors. And you are just about dead. Nice. Oh, just a couple back here. So it definitely looks like some barracks. Nabuda says, dang, I wish I had seen the beginning of this dungeon. Looks groovy. It is actually very, very groovy. So remember, that's your homework. You can always go back and watch this later. We'll be posting links in the EverQuest 2 forum as usual. Plus, you can just be right here on the channel and watch it. But it is actually kind of cool to see what they've done from the beginning. And she says, oh, I will. Oh, you better. At least yeah, I was like, but I don't know if that's a she. See, that's the only problem with these names, is I don't want to offend anybody by saying she. I don't know what drew me to think that's a she. So if you're a guy, I'm sorry. I just don't know sometimes by the name. I just see a name and make an assumption based on what I think it is. So I was getting ready to say, how do you know I'm a girl? No idea. I mean, I could be cool and say, well, I'm Jadrian. How would I not know who was who? But it was just a guess. Now we're going to run across. Ooh, don't fall down. But, and I'm thinking, look, I'm looking to see, is there any trigger? I'm wondering, they took this statue. I don't know who that normally is. But they could pretend that that's a statue of their neutral, fallen, whatever, hidden god. That's the statue of worship. Now we're going to come across and hit their upstairs that they put in, which we have a paladin. Ugh, everybody's down here. Okay, let's fight. Follow me. Take that. Woo. Oh, don't target Kaylee. That's the other problem I have with tab targeting. For some reason, when I hit tab, it likes to target her. Sometimes it thinks she's a creature, and then I gotta... Oh, this is the only upstairs. It's just a little book alcove. And let's see here. Roselia, girl, let's see here. Catching up. Yep, she's a girl. Girl energy. Woo, hear me roar. Roselia, is this where I start claiming and marking him? I don't think you gotta... You're talking about me? You don't have to claim or mark me. Please don't pee on me. Shadow. Then Nabutus, at a glance, I thought that said climbing him. That's later. And then 6 Moon, I better wake up my wife. I want to be claimed too. None of it involves pee. And then I would spit, hiss, and growl, but I'm trying to keep up with him. Oh, what? Yeah, pay attention to the healing. And the Buddha says, lol, well, no need to mark your territory. I got some man and he's pretty cute. That's two separate statements. So you have a man and I'm pretty cute, or you have a man and your man is pretty cute. It's okay. You can be honest. And then Shadow's laughing. Yep, they're laughing. Alright, so then see, I prefer climbing too, but she is asleep. That shouldn't stop you. Okay, I'm coming down. Oh wait, I can't tell. I have a little up and then a walk down. And we are just about... Oh, hello. Ooh, snaps. Oh, this was a bad room. I shouldn't have done that in here either. That's okay. I have a healer with me. And look, it just died. There goes the chat. Dang it. That's okay. I'll fix that here in a couple minutes. So I've lost the ability to see what y'all are typing. So don't type anything too funny without me, because I'm working on my humor. Apparently when you grow up watching the BBC, your humor tends to be a little dry. Oh look, we're doing it. Oh yeah, I wasn't worried in the least. However, apparently if you're too far away from something you can't hit it. Who knew? And there we go. We're almost near the end. We might have to go back where we came from and check the downstairs a little bit more, because I just wanted to come check stuff out. And this is so freaking neat. They really did. They put in like some extra rooms. Oh, see, and I see these books every once in a while, and I'm thinking, oh, more story. But so far, no. But I'm not disappointed, because they did set up a good story before coming in here. But I think we do have to go back down. See, if the scrolls would have been good. Yeah, we gotta come back down and finish it out, because there's the path where we gotta go. And that's where I would sit if I was king for a day. And now... Oh, look at that. She's beating me to the punch. She's like, I can fight too. Hello. What do you mean no eligible target? There we go. These vampires are eligible. Was it? Pull up. Oh, and the Buddha says, don't do anything cool, we gotta get coffee. Yep, I understand. In fact, I was even thinking I might have to get some hot cocoa at some point. Just saying. But I'm really hot today. Like, our house is super hot, so I've been drinking. She says I'm always hot. I am. It just gets hot, especially after I go running. But I've been having frozen blueberries with juice. Kind of making like my own smoothie, except I don't crush it up. I just eat the blueberries. So I made sure before I started filming, go check my teeth, make sure I didn't have like big old blackberry stuff. Okay, well, I hope you're back, because I think we're heading into the last little alcove, and this might be the cool part. So hopefully you're back with your coffee. Oh, wait, I gotta fight. A couple things before I get to the last room. See, these are cool paladins, so they're all got cool looking armor. Paladin of the Red Rose. Corpse. A dusty corpse. Well, we've got heralds and some other stuff. I'm just peeking around the corner. Yep, that must be the bad guy up there. So let's come around here. And we'll just kind of hit some of these outside. So this must be their main study chambers or something. Look at that huge mirror. That's very cool. Come on! Oh goodness. Bunch of people. That's okay. We're used to taking out large groups of people. Fortunately, the ones way in the back didn't get us. If I can keep the healer alive. There we go. That's alright, I still pulled a few of them. Well, for some reason, it doesn't like what I'm doing. Okay, I clicked on, I swore I did. There. Let's take one of them off of you. I think we're gonna be okay. I'm feeling the power here. Not a problem. Look at that. We're healed up. We're ready to go. Looks like all we have left is Miara of the Black Rose and the voice of Na Evrah. Usually that means like prophet or something. And henchwoman. You red eye? She's checking the chat for me since my chat's currently down. I gotta go get my power cord to plug it in. Yeah, who knew that my battery would only last an hour if it wasn't plugged in? So that's great. I know, I'm still baffled by it. She goes, you said it 4 times. Well, I'll say it 5 times. I'm really surprised that my battery only lasted an hour. That was it. Not that it's a letdown. That's actually very good. You come through. So this would actually be really, really cool solo as well. And it might feel a little more of a challenge and take a little bit longer if you did it solo. But I'm actually was most impressed and had a lot of fun with just the running through and seeing all the things that they've done. And you can see everything kind of draw in, you know, as I kind of pop into a room. And you see all the walls draw in. This person spent a lot of time setting this up. So we'll just go back and hop out. So what I'm going to do, once I get to the... Bless you. Once I get to the exit here, I'm going to pop out. There's a couple things that's going to happen when I hit the exit. First, I'm going to go ahead and stop broadcasting because I got to go get my charger for chat and turn the laptop back on because I like to be able to watch chat too. Then, Oh, look. Oh, see, that's why they said wait till it fills in, otherwise you'll get stuck in the furniture that pops up around you. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it though, simply because I want to separate out the broadcasts. I don't want a 3-hour broadcast covering everything we're doing tonight. I want to be able to break it up. That way I can label each recording. So when I post them to like the forums, people can just find the specific one they're interested in and watch it. So if somebody doesn't really like dungeon runs, they don't have to click the, watch all the dungeon run just to watch a house. If they're looking specifically for somebody's house, they can click on the link for a house. So that's why I'm breaking the broadcast up tonight. Ooh, my wife on that got 18,000 experience. We'll see how I did. I'm used to right-clicking everything. Let's see how I did. Look, ding! So I ended up with 18,000 experience. Now, that puts me right near the beginning of level 54, so I'll probably have to run a couple more dungeon runs before I hit 55. So, but that's pretty cool. Skill up and whatnot. Congratulations, you earned 37,000 for something. It said 18. Oh, no, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. 37,000 experience points, and then I converted 18,000 of that into AA experience. I guess I'm at a 50-50. So wow, I'm definitely going to give that action and style. Very well done. Definitely will rate that one up. So what I'm going to do is we're going to hop out. I'm going to save my score. And at this point, I'm going to step away for just a moment. So this isn't good night. I'm just stepping away because I'm getting ready to set up to start the other stream. And look at that. Earned 123 dungeon marks. That's awesome. Hi, Benjamin Rieg. Oh, I like his armor. Alright, so let's do this. I'll be back in just a few moments.